portrait, and everyone fucking hates that. So I've been called an animal and a heathen and all kinds of hate comments for being in portrait, but I'm doing it. So anyways, because this way I can use both cameras. But I'm walking down to place a couple doors down from us to see Chase's car. He's really proud of it. It's getting wrapped, and it's a new color, and who would I be if I didn't support my friends? So. I appreciate you holding the door open for me long enough to get hit by it. What's up, dude? Oh, that's looking good. This is like, what's it called again? Dragon Fire Red or something like that? So Chase's car was silver and had gold wheels on it. And I'm not going to lie to you, I fucking hate silver and gold together. There you go, see the jams, silver. Chassis was silver. And we're going to a meet in a couple days, and so he wanted to have the car done. Recently put it on bags. Is that the right term these days? You call it putting it on bags? Or is that just a truck thing? It has air ride, so whatever verbiage you want to use for that. So it's a 207 swapped GC. Well, GM technically because it's a coupe that they did here at Tier 1. And the red with the gold wheels looks way fucking better than the silver with gold wheels looked. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the color. There's a dog. That's Preston. Irv. Where'd Kevin go? He's over there. Shut up, Igor. On a GC, they look right. They look good on a GC. Yeah. Igor's like, those wheels are still ugly. Oh, you know what? We just forgot. We can't come pick you up now. Just kidding. We'll be there in a little while. So is that just loose right now, or did you finally attach that to something? Your pump?
No, it's just literally tied to my box. I need to change that after we get done here.
Yeah? You gonna screw it to the box? Or you screw it to the ground?
I'm gonna take the box out.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna go where the spare tire is supposed to go, and then I'm doing wood flooring in there.
Uh-huh.
But
Wood flooring?
yeah.
You fucking nerd. I have to go. Is this all scrap here, or is this what you're building on? Because I would love to get my hands on a handful of pieces of scrap because I'm picking up a car this weekend, and I'm towing it on a open trailer. Just slap some scrap on the front to protect it from rock chips and stuff. It's a 15 STI, and it's red, and it's in really good condition, and I don't want to turn it into not really good condition. That's the beautiful one right there, Kevin. He's so pretty. I love the gold stickers. I need to get some of those on my car. Did you make the gold stickers here, or did Chase make them?
Yeah, we make them all our own.
You know, I have one without the .com on it. It's just the N and the E.
What's that?
I have an EPS file that doesn't have the .com in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the .com sucks to weed out.
Yeah. This machine has pretty big.
Well, also it's a big one. When you do the .com one on the small stickers, that's just a nightmare. You never know what you're going to pull out of it. What are you doing here?
Making a banner for the windshield.
Yeah? Are you adding the arc to it, or are you just putting it straight? Can you do the arc here? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can on this software.
If you could, that'd be cool. Because straight always looks weird.
Yeah.
It is art.
It's a compound curve, so it's a little more difficult because of that.
Right.
Yeah, because it's, you know, the glass goes this way, but then the top goes this way. So it's pretty, it's interesting, but if you just take a straight line and you measure the distance from the top as it goes, you can see what that pattern is supposed to be. And figure out how much arc you're supposed to throw at it.
I mean, we can do straight for now, then we can change it after the meet. We're kind of crunched on time. We have like an hour left.
Oh yeah, yeah. The fuck everything I said. Screw all that.
We'll do
No,
that next
ignore me.
So just do
Ignore
this
me.
one for now.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
yeah. Forget
That
it.
was good though. I liked it a lot.
All right, I am done harassing these guys. Tanner is at the shop putting on the intercooler. Oh yeah, the door handle's back on. I like it. That is too close to the door. I almost hit it. So this is where you go to get your cars pretty, and that's where you got to make them fast. That's kind of how you. Or slow. Have them parked there for months at a time. That's a fun one there, the GTR. Well, it's a GTST actually, rear-wheel drive. But it's the RB20. Shit, I always forget. RB26, RB25 head. I think that's what it was. The Neo, RB25 Neo head. That was a fun one to tune. It's got a Link G4 Plus in it. Did 500 wheel on a pretty small turbo. Boy, portrait mode's really screaming right now, isn't it? You go like this. Look at that. That car belongs to Tanner. He's the one doing the intercooler swap on the FA. Here's another one. This one's actually a GTR. It's been here for a little while because the project grew a little bit, and then getting parts during COVID sucks. Let me tell you. This one's got a G4 also, a Link G4 in it. I think this one's an X, not the Plus. We did a little bit of stuff over here for the idle control and the map sensor because these come MAF only, and finding a good spot to get a map signal is a little more difficult than these, especially because the throttle bodies are all the way down here. So it's got 6 little throttle bodies on the other side of the plenum, which is really a pain in the ass in the boosted car if you try and do speed density tuning on it. That's why they came MAF in the first place. But it's got a turbo that size, and a turbo that size makes MAF tuning really hard too. So we went MAP with it. Still got to do some more stuff. Tanner just finished a few things. Oh yeah, that's looking a lot better right there too. Cool. Plastic bags on the seats so we don't mess that stuff up. We did a fuel system in it, 3 pumps in the tank. It's got IDs in it. I think it's got 6 1050s in it. That's what we have. Flex fuel. That's a GTX 3584 RS turbo too, so it's a good sized turbo, 1,000 horsepower rated turbo. Should be a good time. And now I'm back in the dyno cell with Tanner. Looks like he's almost done with that. Chase's car looks really good. You got the hose clamp on that?
There's one on there.
Okay, just want to back you up in case you hadn't. Yeah, jerk it. Boy, if I had $1 every time I said that. All right, let's see here. Or maybe it's did that. I don't know. It's one or the other. LOL. I am still having a hard time with this. I'm really wrapping my head around that, trying to figure out why it's going down during the pull. Starts off high and ends off low. That just seems weird. It's almost like the heat from the last run was really high because the turbo is really, really inefficient at the end of the run, and it's more efficient at the beginning of the run. So it's not raising temperature up, and then this really inefficient range is just blowing hot fire. And then I end the pull and coast it down, and the manifold temperature rises up. The temperature sees it here, and then I start it's decaying through the run. Almost like if I had a time graph of this beforehand, it'd be up here, and you know, whoops, fingers on, be way up here and then dropping down. I don't know. Still trying to figure that one out. That doesn't make sense to me. It would seem to me that if I have a piece of aluminum and I'm dumping BTUs in it, then it should be going up. But as I said before in previous streams or videos, the heat transfer rate is directly proportional to the delta T. So if the difference in temperature across the intercooler is really, really, really high, then it's possible. It's just got a lot of flow or a lot of heat leaving the intercooler at one point in time over here. I don't know. It doesn't sound very technical when I say it that way. I'm gonna figure that out. But in the meantime, we're gonna figure out what the cob looks like. So there's the intercooler. Looks like he's working on the bracket. It's nice and straight now. It's got a few hose clamps left and probably a few bolts on the mounts, and it should be about it. It's a big unit. It's a lot larger than the factory one. It's quite thick as well. It's rated for a really high horsepower number flow-wise. But that's always something you gotta be careful about with the top mount, or with any intercooler really. When you add thickness, you increase the mass and that burst capacity we talked about before, right? You could burst more BTUs into it, but you reduce the amount of airflow that can get through it, and that can be, you can reach point diminishing returns in thickness, really. So Comp probably figured it out because they have multiple intercoolers that are about the same thickness. So they probably figured that recipe out for this car. But that is something to keep in mind when you're choosing an intercooler and a use, is just how big is too big, how thick is too thick. Luckily, there's no radiator behind this. There's no oil cooler behind it. And so the amount of difference of pressure across this intercooler from the atmosphere up here to the backside of it is relatively inconsequential as far as affecting other heat exchangers that can be behind it. Like if this was in front of the radiator, then now I have less pressure or less airflow to the radiator itself. So in this case, like I said, there's nothing behind it, so that's not really a concern. And so the thickness is probably okay just to do what you can and figure out. Trying to find that big bolt on the bottom, or is you attached on the bottom?
You got just the bolt on. I gotta get the nut on it.
There's that much movement with it attached on the mount?
The mount's loose.
Oh, I
had
see.
to loosen it because when it was in there tight,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't fit in. So you have to drop the mount down so you can slide it in, and
And then you can tighten it from up top?
yeah, you can get the big bolt or the 14s that attach it to the engine from the top.
Gotcha.
Getting the big nut on the bottom is going to be the tricky part.
Yeah. Tanner's my guy. I like Tanner. Fuck everybody else. Tanner's my guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're my boy, Blue. Well, you're Blue. You're my Blue.
My boy, Blue.
Yeah, you're my boy. I watched a video of a guy rebuilding a diesel injection pump last night because I'm rebuilding one for my neighbor. And before I got all the parts for it, I wanted to get an idea of what I was getting myself into. If there's any special tools needed or anything like that. Igor likes it too, by the way. And I watched the guy use just an open-end wrench. He called it a spanner, but he was in Australia. But the proficiency at which he used that wrench was
Pretty good.
yeah, it was really amazing, actually. He was doing a bolt. Like, so if I had this bolt right here, right, I can't turn the wrench past this point. So he had the wrench at like a 45, and he just went woo, 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 like all the way around it, and keeping that 45-degree angle on that nut in one hand while he was turning it around it was so fluid and proficient. I was like, wow, that's like, it's like poetry in motion, just watching this guy use an open wrench of all stupid shit in the world. But I watched that like 8 times. I went back, I watched it again in slow-mo. I went back, I watched it in normal time. I just watched the way he handled that wrench. It went, just the way he had his hand on it, and through all the whole range of motion it was like a delicate ballet that it was pretty interesting to watch. Of all the dumb shit in the world, I'm talking about a guy using a wrench, but as someone who's turned a wrench a lot, I can appreciate good technique, I guess. I was pretty surprised. I do the same thing for drummers too. When I see like a drumming video, I'm like, whoa, 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 what did that guy do there? Let's back that up some. And I watched them like, oh, that is really interesting. You know, so I was really intrigued by the way he handled his wrench. Yeah, I know, LOL. This is where the swearing starts. I know it.
No swearing yet.
No swearing
I
yet?
haven't dropped the bolt.
Oh. Well, at least if you do, it drops under the dyno. So you know it's really easy to get.
Yeah. Super easy. Okay.
It's Girl Scout cookie season, so I'm gonna munch on one of these Girl Scout cookies. These are Do-si-dos. These are pretty good. Supposed to eat dinner with everybody for Chase's birthday. I'm gonna ruin my appetite here. I've been pounding the Do-si-dos and the Thin Mints, so. But yeah, you know, I'm fat, so fuck it.
Got an idea.
Got an idea?
Just gonna see if I can slide the intercooler back. Enough to get my hand there.
I like it.
Give it a little room.
Well, he had the factory intercooler out in about 40 seconds. But we're looking at like a 60-to-1 ratio in install versus removal time. Oh, you were a fucking ballsy motherfucker. I want to see it. I want to see it. Yes, Connor, I absolutely have. I have an initial design already catted out. The problem is that it's not to true dimensions because I don't have the top of the engine modeled yet. My friend Micah McMahon was going to send me some stuff for that, but he has not yet. I'm trying to get the water crossover pipe and the intake ports scanned correctly, and preferably the accessories too, the alternator and air conditioner in there, so that I can ensure that my manifold fits. But it is a dual plenum manifold, a dual runner single plenum manifold, where there's a short fat runner and a long skinny runner. And yeah, anyways, the way I have it designed, it'll work with the factory ECU and everything. I don't want to give too much away because my ideas get fucking stolen all the time. Especially by those fucking dickbags at Torque Solutions. I hope they all fucking die. Other than that, you know, I want to make sure that I don't give away too much shit.
Just gotta go get the wrenches to tighten it down. Put the bolt in from the bottom up
Yep.
front, and then the nut on the top. It makes it easier.
That works.
If your video is live for people wanting to install it.
It is. So you can bolt from the front, not from the rear?
Yeah, you can hold the nut easier from the rear.
Gotcha. Gotta give it the old reach around. Well, I turned vulgar fast. All right. Almost done. He's gonna get the wrenches to tighten that nut over there, and then put this one on, and then we're gonna do the test again. Should I do the Dr. Disrespect and go to the bathroom with my camera running? I don't know if any of you two even know who Dr. Disrespect is, but he's a video game streamer. I enjoy his shows. He's quite hilarious. And he got banned one time from streaming because he took a video camera crew into the men's room at one of the freaking video game conferences. I don't remember which one it was. We're up to 4 now. Somebody pinged Torque Solutions and said, "This guy's talking shit about you."
Oh, weird.
I'm just kidding. I mean, that could be the truth. Who fucking knows?
Who cares?
Still fuck this guys. All right. So this one doesn't have TGV deletes or nothing. Just 57,000 miles with an intake. Part of an exhaust. And a top mount. I like it. That'll work. Oh, fuck, I didn't tell you guys. I forgot to hit log on the last fucking pull. Got done, I saw that, I was like, fuck. Which one, Connor? Wow.
Whatever.
Where the fuck did that go?
Into the abyss.
Into the abyss. That is the front of this thing? Did it hit the ground?
I don't think so.
What was it?
It was a socket.
Oh, yeah, it's in the plate. It's got to be in that plate, right? In the bumper?
Somewhere.
Maybe it's in the oil pan. I'm sure it found a way.
Need it though.
I know. Where is it? I am looking here. I'll have the crew help me. You see a socket down there, guys? I don't see it yet. I think it bounced forward. I think that's what we heard. We heard it hit and bounce forward. Yeah.
I'm a tree I can't get to.
Ouch. My stupid elbow. Yeah, that's in the bumper, bro.
Yep.
That sucks. Is that the one you need right now, too?
Yep.
YouTube just told me, rotate your device. You turned your video. Don't do that. Fuck YouTube. Assholes. All right. Yeah, that's in there somewhere. Right? Master the obvious. It's in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I can be helpful. Don't give up. We need a fucking light.
Oh, I got one.
You got a light? Like heart of the sun kind of light? And burn my retinas or... So Tanner accidentally set something down right there. He was just working over here without looking, put his hand back and went bloop and dropped right in this hole. This is actually the intake hole for these cars. Some people don't realize that. That's actually where the air flows in from the front of the AC condenser, bumper area. So the high pressure forms as the air hits the front of the car.
Luckily it's a black.
Hits the front of the car.
So it blends.
Yeah. And then the high pressure forms when it impacts that AC condenser and helps push it up in there. It's not exactly a ram air, but it does have a little bit of that effect. And you can see this piece right here. It doesn't go all the way across. It's not for rain, right? That helps keep a seal on it. And you see it rides right here across that horn. And so it keeps that high pressure region from the front of the AC condenser and pushes into the intake to feed the engine. Pretty clever, because there's nowhere here handy to get it. You can't find it yet?
No.
Oh, that sucks balls. You might have to take the bumper off. Let's see. If you dropped it, obviously you need to go into the condenser. So, which hole did you drop it in? That one there?
Yeah.
Okay, so grab another socket and drop it again, and we'll watch it.
Not doing that.
All right, so, yeah, so it bounced forward. So it's in the mount, the lower bumper mount right here. So if you go and unpop this one clip under here, you should be able to put your hand right under here. Oh, it's already off. So you need to go right through this crack right here. And you're gonna find it on top of that, the hard plastic thing. Yeah, it's coming straight down. It's bouncing off that steel beam and running right to the front there. Unless it's developed legs and ran somewhere else. Here, I'm just gonna drop the flashlight in here too. I'll help you find it. Actually, you can't. Flashlight's too big for the hole.
There it is. It's in the center.
Right, but it's under the black thing. Yeah. Can you get your hand in there?
No.
Does it not fold out far enough? Here, I'll pull it. I'll pull you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, the problem is it's forward of what you can see. It's forward of that bumper beam. See it's in there somewhere? Yeah. Oh, yeah, good look at that. You can't put your hand in there?
No.
I'll pull away. You put your hand in there?
Let's see if I can.
I should pull the other.
There it is.
Oh, look at that. You got it. Oh, kind of got it. Here we go. Here she comes. You went through the wrong hole.
Of course I did. course I did.
Yeah, good luck with that one. I want to
Damn it.
change holes.
Where'd it go?
Change holes. There you go.
There it is. All your viewers are probably getting entertainment out of this.
All four of us are having a good time.
Sweet.
There we go. Good job.
Woo!
Good find.
Damn it, dude. Alright. So get to the ratchet so that it won't fall.
Let's don't forget your flashlight in there. I guess I could have shut the hood or something. Don't want that. Is this magnetic base too?
Yeah.
That's aluminum hood though. But that's not. Oh, look at that. Nice. Ooh, it's so pretty. Really? You gotta do that to tighten this fucking intercooler?
Yeah, you probably be easier from underneath the car.
Yeah, that still sucks though. I mean, I like that it's got a big strong bracket, but to have to do that, that's kind of sucks, man. I mean, look at all that room you got. You know, I could be at home playing Valheim right now.
Right?
When do we have some of your mods out? I'm sure say oh, air to water, camera plates, and intake manifold. Hopefully the case has we done it next year. Everyone hates top bounce. Yeah, right. So the plates, I have to verify the fitment on the larger ones. And before I do that, I gotta finish the strength testing of my current ones before I can offer them as a unit. Because right now, I can stick them on my car and drive a block and they fucking break and shove a rod through my hood. I mean, I doubt that's the case because they're thicker than every other top hat that I measured. And I've got much larger radiuses on them, and the final ones are probably going to be a 70-75 aluminum, which is quite a bit better for structural stuff than a 60-61. And the initial one here is 60-61. So we're going to go through some stuff. 60-61 is more likely to bend, whereas 70-75 is likely to bounce back into position. So Tanner here, he's trying to get to the lower bolt/nut on the bottom of this thing. He took the socket off the wrench because he wants to lose it again.
Yep.
And he's trying to get the socket on and then hoping he can attach the ratchet to it afterwards, which, judging by the appearance of it, I'm going to say is a fat chance on that. Well, if you want, what you can do is, if they're started, you can tighten this mount over here, get all the hose clamps tight on it, and I can finish the testing, and you can finish that bottom thing on the lift if you want. That's an option, instead of fighting with this underneath for so long. Because it isn't like that mount's going to keep this intercooler from falling off on the dyno or anything.
We'll do that.
Okay. Because that looks like a fucking whore to do. Especially solo.
Yeah, it looks like a lot easier on a lift.
Yeah, I'll get my engine pad on here and we can lay on top of it with one side and do that. But in the meantime, finish the other mounts and finish those clamps.
Down, I'll pick it up and I'll tighten those clamps down.
Sweet.
Good to go.
Sweet, that sounds good. How about this one? This one attaches right here?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I don't have any of the bolts. How well does it attach? Are you supposed to cut the hose, or like what's the plug on that? That's got to come forward like 3/4 of an inch. Oh, I guess it will. Probably once you pick that one up, it'll probably look better. Oh yeah, that's probably gonna help out. Now, actually, can you zip that bottom one up right now? Or you can do that after you tighten
I
it.
need to get my extension for that. I'll be right back.
Okay. You ever been so excited for something, like you just couldn't fucking stand it, and then whenever it was came out, it was just a huge letdown? That's the FA20 for me. I was so freaking pumped for this thing. Like the first time I got one on the dyno and I saw the ignition curve, I thought, fuck yes, that is sweet. 0 degrees at peak boost. Like I thought it was gonna be 0 degrees at peak boost for all the right reasons, and I was really excited about that. And then I got my hands on Tuning Suite once Cobb released that, and got to take some more in-depth logs and try and modify one. I realized it was not 0 degrees for the right reasons. And then the engine just continued to let me down for so long. Just wasn't nearly the engine that I thought it was going to be. I was really bummed out. And now here I am, super excited for the 24 again, and I'm like, man, what if it's the same bullshit? I don't see how it is. I don't see how it could be, but I'm still excited for the FA24 to be in something other than the Ascent. It's pretty sweet in the Ascent, though. I don't know if you guys have driven one of those or not. It's got pretty good power, good torque, and it's a big rig, man. That Ascent's a big vehicle. And the captain's chairs in the back are freaking awesome. Like, I wanted to get one just because I wanted the captain's chairs in the second row, and then have Teresa just drive me around everywhere. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit in these chairs and relax. So they were comfy, it was room, they were good. Like, I really dug the 7-seat version of the Ascent? I really dug that. Was it 7? I think it was, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, the 7-seat version. And then they had the straight bench second row option 2. Sucked, fuck that, get the captain's chairs. So we almost got one, we almost got the Ascent. But they're just so much damn money. And then I got a screaming deal on a Blazer. And honestly, I really dig the Blazer. The Blazer was cool. It's the only SUV you can get for under 40 grand that's got over 300 horse for one, and all-wheel drive. So it's all-wheel drive, 308 horse. It's a proven V6, right? It's not the first year of an entrance out. It's a V6 that's been out for a lot of years. Oh yeah, stand up a lot bigger. I really dig the Blazer. It's a cool rig. Doesn't have 7 seats in it. That stood right up too. Like popped up. Did you lose your socket? I'm not gonna tell the whole world. Just these 4 people.
Yeah, it's in the easy spot to get it.
Oh yeah, way better. Look at that. It looks quite a bit better. I bet that gives you more room to the back of it, being up like that. How much closer is this guy now? It's a little closer, yeah. That's enough to suck up. You can put the top one in first and pull it down here and put those other 2 in. That'd be easy. Put the top one in, boop, and then go and pull it to those. That's a smart way of doing it, because these things like to strip out really bad, and so it's easy, it's better to put it in the top here. This is a tip for install, guys. Put it all the way on this one in the intercooler. Start it there, and put it down here and pull it in place and thread those in the manifold. It's often quite a bit easier and safer to do that way. There are some exceptions to that, of course. I'm in the way, as is typical. Let me run through the spider web of hoses here. So I was doing that Nova build, right, last week, and I was streaming every day, and often I would talk to the laptop and the people that were watching and tell them what's up, whatever. And then one day I was talking to the laptop, and I realized I wasn't fucking streaming. I was talking to people that weren't there. Yeah, that looks like that'll work. There's just a lot of threads on those. Yeah, one of those is slotted and one is not. Plenty of movement. And you gotta tighten that one up, right?
Yeah, this. I got too long of that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna put it on.
Too fat of a head on it.
Put it on the red. It'll probably work.
Be better. I always prefer to finish them off by hand.
Me too.
Start by hand, ring it in, finish it by hand. Oh, we were doing that build on the Nova, and we had to torque the torque converter to the flex plate. And no, it was the bell housing to the engine, right? The transmission to the engine. And so I put them in, and I by hand, and I was like, "This is about where they should be." And they're like, "Do you even know what the torque spec is?" I said, "No, but this is about where it should be." And so then they went and they looked at the torque spec, and they put the torque wrench on there. I was within 1 foot-pound on all 6 of them. That's how fucking accurate my right arm is. That is one calibrated arm right there. Yeah, they looked at me and they were like, "What the fuck?" It might have been 2. It was 1 or 2 foot-pounds, but regardless, it was so freaking close. They're like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, well, you know.
I don't think this will fit anymore.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, I mean, we could put a big old, like a big Nova scoop on here.
Show for comparison. The thickness is like 35.
It's still pretty thick. Like the FA intercooler is a big intercooler. It is a big intercooler. It gets a lot of hate, but it's a good size intercooler. I should get 2 of those and put on that Nova. Just kidding. Yeah, let's put this over here, right in this little gap right there.
Okay.
Yep. In one of them. That one there. Yep. That's right about where I want it. I want it on the hot side because that's what I was measuring the temperature at the outlet on the hot side.
Right?
Yep, for the test. That'll work.
Sure, we're good.
Oh, wait. Put this on the other side, away from the belt.
That's smart.
Away from the belty. All the way if you could, because I had all the way for the last one. Thank you. Perfect.
What do you have these on set again?
High. All the way up. Yep. All up on both. Must be consistent. That's the #1 rule, right? If I'm gonna test some shit, I need to make sure that my testing conditions are the same. Otherwise, it's a shit test or, you know, a bias test, depending on what you're doing. I see a lot of bias tests going on. Or tests that aren't even applicable. I like to watch Richard Holdner. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Richard Holdner does a lot of videos where he tests stuff on the engine dyno. He's one of the most popular guys on YouTube for that, and I really enjoy his videos. But on occasion, he's got a test for a component or something. It's not right. It's not a proper test. There's too much inconsistencies, to draw a conclusion on. For the most part, though, he is almost always like spot on, and I really enjoy watching his videos. But there's that occasional one where the test isn't appropriate for the mod that he's testing. Okay. So the car cooled off some, so we'll let it warm up a little bit, and then I'm going to do the second of the test. However, I have to start the stream over because I got to give it the right name because this is the Chase Getting His Car app stream. So I got to change that over real quick. I apologize for doing it to you guys, but I got to do it to be consistent as well. So thanks again for stopping by.